That's right, baby. It's episode 63 of Rinkside. It's Potty and Hume here today, live and direct, ready to dissect the game that went down. Hume, how's it going on in your world?
Not bad, you know. Same old, but that's not always bad. you know, um, wish the Chiefs were doing a little better, but
Hmm.
outside of that, you know, how's things going on your side of the world? I know it's a currently smack in the middle of a major holiday for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I lit five, no, six candles tonight. So five, I think this is the fifth night of Hanukkah. And the sixth candle you light is there's always an extra one. It's called the shamus. And the shamus is the one that you light, and then you use that candle to light all the other candles. So when you've got a menorah, you place your candles right to left, depending on how many um, days of Hanukkah you're celebrating. One on the first day, two on the second. And then when you light them, you light the shamus, and then you hold that candle, and then you light the other candles from left to right with the shamus. So it's been a pretty
Okay.
festive time.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right? Kind of like reading.
Forgive my ignorance on that, but is that the one that's like in the middle?
Yeah,
Because like
yeah,
there's a big one in the middle, right? So that's what the
yeah.
shamus is. Oh, okay.
The taller one. I have seen menorahs with it on the far left. I've seen it usually with it in the middle, as you've mentioned. Um, but yeah, that's right. So, in the world of hockey, there's been some crazy, developments in the past All Star game. So, like, let's shout out the winners of the All Star game. I think it was like 12-4, 12-3. Um, Atlantic, as you can see, represented by all these teams over here. Hume, did you get to catch the game? Did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I got to catch a little bit of it. I was busy doing stuff, and that 20-minute game takes forever. I was able to kind of bounce in and out while it was going on. I will say that I was surprised that Europe wasn't in it because
Mm,
we're in it. It's for a while there. It was the Europe Invitational, All Star Final, but yeah, I can't win them every year. And I mean, if you look at the standings, I'm pretty sure the top two teams in the league are in the Atlantic, so you would figure they'd probably be the best division if
yeah.
that's the case.
And did you see who stood out in the final kind of stats for the Atlantic in terms of offensive production?
I know from the group games, I saw you score a couple. Trying to remember. I think you scored when you played us. Um, but other than that, I don't. I was busy that Friday night, so I didn't watch a whole lot of like games that didn't involve Euro.
Yeah. No, I know the feeling, but I did take note of it. You are correct. So Potty scored two, and then Sam Yeager, shout out Truman, scoring two. We were both looking for those Hatties, but it was actually Jake Molyneux who took home the three goals. um, for it, but it was a huge supporting cast of all of the members of the team. And shout out RJ Corker for like orchestrating. It's really like an orchestration. These are all like different instruments in an orchestra, and he's the conductor, and he's just like
Yeah,
dropping the rhythm that like makes it all flow together.
it's almost, in my opinion, um, it's almost a little harder, I think, to put together lines and stuff when you have a team like the All Star teams that are just stacked top to bottom. Because then you actually got to start making choices because it's not just like, oh, well, I got a 64 rated D man. Obviously, he's going on third line. No, like everybody's 90. Like,
Yeah.
where do you put? You got to find out who actually would play well together and not just kind of go off, okay, well, my three top guys are going to be top line because you have, 12 top guys.
Yeah. What a tough transaction to take, but RJ Corker, battered, baked, and brought out a magnificent cake. 10 out of 10. Uh, I've been watching that British Baking Show, so yeah, But either way, yo, let's turn our attention to the plays of the week. Hume, you're up first.
All right, we got number 5, San Diego versus Tennessee. San Diego's forecheck gets it in. Just a nice little pass, one timer. Matt Green, count it.
Absolutely. And the Mallards were against the Vipers. And here, Fiole's got the puck passing over to Fisherov, and Letterman lets one into the doors with a quick snap.
Jacksonville versus Miami again. Nice little one-time pass. Nice stop by the goalie. Kicks it out to Miami's defense. Turnover in the neutral zone, though. Another nice stop. 3 nice stops by Brown.
Yeah,
That is excellent goalie.
absolutely. But it was Potty that was deking through the destroyers, setting it up. I don't remember what the score was, if that goal was even significant. Oh, here's the last one. Joey Rab with the game-winning goal for the shootout. Here we can see it in slow
Nice
motion.
little forehand, backhand action.
My bad, I talked over you. But those were our plays of the week, and thanks for submitting them to Rinkside. So let's talk about what went down in the breaking news. We had Boston Buccaneers receiving Jake Toxins from the North Bay Mallards, along with the season 9 second Turku from via Las Vegas. In return, they received Jesse Newton via Boston, and the Sinners receive J Money Guillen. So I don't know, like, isn't Jesse Newton affiliated with like a team, like an owner,
Um,
founder?
Jesse, are you thinking of Jesse Pinkman?
No, Jesse
No.
Newton.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I know that looks like an NBA trade with 3 teams involved and a pick that was from another team
Yeah.
originally.
Well, that wasn't the first trade we had. We had the second one with the Buccaneers receiving Phillips and the Maccabees receiving the first and second from Boston, as well as a conditional season 9 second Columbus via Boston. So, I don't think we have to like particularly disclose what the conditions are. So, out of respect to the other team, not having talked to them, I probably won't say any more to this trade, but it went down.
Yeah, I mean, grabbing those picks if you're looking to rebuilds, what you got to do.
All right, and in our third trade, we had the Firebirds receiving Greg Ward Jr. and the Chill receiving a season 9 second from Honolulu and a season 10 second from the Firebirds. So Firebirds, coughing up, an arm, at least one arm, maybe not a leg, right? It's got the Honolulu one in there, but at least an arm.
Yeah, if you really like, a player that a team has, or an affiliate, uh, and they'd fit in good, you might as well trade some future picks just to get a guy you like.
Absolutely. Well, that's one down in the world of trades. Let's talk about some of the signings and releases. We had the release of Carl Johansson as well as Joey Duncan. Johansson once being an affiliate of Maccabee, and Duncan I thought was the goalie on the Atlantic Bucks that won the
Yeah,
season 3
Johansson
championship alongside.
used to play for us at Turku a couple
Hmm,
seasons ago.
that's a shame, man. R.I.P. But the Mallards and the Pod, oh, they're also releasing John Lapont as well as Freddie Fantenberg from the Firebirds and the Hawks. Darian Hall getting released from the Beasts, but the signings of Anthony Simmons III as well as the call up of Jose Mendez as Joey Phillips being traded away, had to call up a player.
Yeah, yeah, nice to see a rook getting a shot.
Yep. The Pod signed Drago Jovic, Sammy Hales going to the Magic, Michael O'Neill to the Magic, and the Beast signing Liam Cody and Lincoln Cody. What do you think of this? You think there's some relation here?
No, I mean it might be another brother situation like the Bocage is, right?
Yes, absolutely. Or it's a guy with two phones, but we don't know.
Father son maybe.
Yeah, I hope the best. That sounds really sick. I'd love to see what happens to the Cody twins. So, and we also had the release of Sammy Hales, Bo Sparks from the Magic and Stags, and then the Pod signing Benny Franklin Jackson, Magic getting Maverick Rivers as well as Robert Cron, and then the Lions signing Avo Amlayan, and the Stags getting Love. Pretty big, big
It's nice to
breaks.
see, that people keep signing up and joining the minors. It's good that it's not stagnating or going backwards.
Yeah, big swing of the thing that goes back and forth. Um, well, let's talk about. I meant to pull up the conferences, but while these are up, I'll take the left side with the Atlantic Division. We've got Jacksonville with 64 points, and then a big step from there to Boston with 47, Norfolk with 32, Miami with 31, and then Brooklyn with 19 at the bottom. When it comes to the European Division with 57 points, and mind you, for context, 64 and 57 are the two highest amongst all four divisions. So these are the top two teams. We have Florence with 57, Copenhagen with 41, 32 tied with Turku and Rome, as well as Glasgow. So a really tight race here in the Europe division and a lot of distribution across the Atlantic. So it's interesting how all of these contribute to Mr. Hockey.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real tight race all the way down to the playoffs. In Europe and the Atlantic. Brooklyn's kind of a bit out of it for the amount of games that there are left, but fighting for that, eighth playoff spot is going to involve, a handful of teams. I would bet, there's always a chance somebody else could just fall off too, but I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, moving over to the Central Division, you got Columbus in the lead with 41 points. Albuquerque, hot on their heels, 3 points behind them with 38. Tennessee, 3 points behind them. Manitoba, 1 point behind Tennessee. North Bay's, 8 points behind Manitoba, but they're not out of it by any means. If they catch a good run of games and Manitoba falls off, they can close that gap pretty quick. Then Pacific Division, we got Las Vegas in first with 51. Honolulu in second with 45, and then a 10-point gap to get to third place with San Diego coming in at 35. Alaska having a bit of a down year, compared to their usual standards with 31 points, and then Sapporo rounding out the bottom of that with 27.
Hmm, just the way it goes. But let's take a moment to talk about our league leaders still in first place with 22 goals. We have General Cornwall close behind is Ray Bob Diddle with 20 and Racer X with 19. When it comes to assists, Oliver Price is leading the league in partnership with Trevor Lopez, Honolulu and Florence, respectively, with 24 assists. And in tied for third place is Aaron Eichenberg, Michael Bryson the third, coming in with 20 apiece. So pretty impressive over there. But when it comes down to core points, the total of the two, General Cornwall's leading the pack with 38, Oliver Price with 37, and we've got a three-way tie for 36 amongst Adam Banks, Ani Escola, and Trevor Lopez.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
Scola and Hughes for us just went on a tear over the
yeah.
last week and a half. Like it was insane to watch them. I felt a little left out because I wasn't getting involved, but
Yeah. Well, there's always next season, and there's always the time on ice leaders. Who's leading us over here?
Johnny Blades again, and Robert Garrett. So two Jacksonville D-men at the top, time on ice. Rest of the list, Britton, Taylor, Moon, Mills, all demon. Uh, it's gonna be like that at this point. Um, just moving over to shots on goals, we got Ray Bob Diddle leading with 119. Um, Grizzle Bear with 115. Nordstrom 114. And then rounding out the top five, Murgatroyd Skittle and Ani Escola with 111. Then we'll move on to the power play goal leaders. Racer X still in the lead. Alaska might be kind of struggling, but he's definitely not on the power play. Victor Fleury's right on his heels with 8. Leathers with 7. Gunny Gunny and Oliver Price round out the top 5 with 6 apiece. Shorthanded goal leaders, we have somebody else that got 2. Zelda McCarthy and the Bob leading the league with 2 shorthanded goals apiece, and then a whole bunch of other people with 1.
Hmm. Well, that sounds like a hit. And speaking of hits, we've got our hits leaders with Doug Britton for 137, Doc Lindros Jr. with 133, and then Jace Taylor and Robert Garrett Jr. each with 131 coming in third place. So penalty minutes, let's talk about the ones that are hitting it big. Big hits, Billy that is, coming with 44 penalty minutes. That's crazy. That's an outrageous amount to be spending in the box, but he's always there doing it. First place leader, my favorite man. But in second place, Brian Lickett saying, nah, man, like, I'm about to get that title. And he's tied up with Joaquim Alou, number one forward, the biggest hitting forward. I'm yet to see a forward that has as many hits as him until one day Potty eclipses him. But, it ain't there yet. Joaquim Alou with 39 minutes. So great to see that. Puck possession time leader Adam Wiseman taking his time. What a Wiseman once told me was to take your time when you're thinking of through opportunity. And he's been in an opportunity prone place with 60 minutes and 36 seconds. Adam Banks with 59 minutes, Adam Banks and then Isaiah Palomares coming in with third place. But when it comes to plus minus best, we've got Robert Garrett Jr. with 37, then Johnny Blades with 33, and Alexa Svechnikov with oh damn, it turned on my Alexa. With 26. So, that's those are the stats I have to share. All right. How about those saves?
Yeah, we got Arnold Schatz and Stopper taking the lead with 830. McBride with 811. Joey Duncan with 794. Though I imagine he is not going to stay on the list very long, as we said earlier. Getting cut for missing progressions. Baby Deer coming in at 789, and Base rounding out the top 5 with 749. Moving over to save percentage leaders, Brody in the lead once again with 917, followed by Baby Deer with 916. Lashinger with 910, Base with 909, and Twin Screw rounding out the top 5 with 907. Shutout leaders, we got Lashinger and Brody tied for the lead with 6 apiece. Twin Screw coming in with 5. Rose coming in at 4. And then we got a 3-way tie for 5th between Bacigalupi, Joey Duncan, and JT Waters. Rounding out the last bit of stats here with goals against average. No surprise if you've been following the rest of these stats. Jared Brody leading the league, 1.72 goals against allowed. Twin Screw 1.81. They're the only two that are averaging less than 2 goals a game given up. Stonewall coming in third with 210. Baby Deer coming in fourth with 215, and Base rounding out the top 5 with 2.16 goals allowed a game.
There it is. But when it comes to the rookie leaders, none other than Nacho Sicario leading the category in goals, assists, and points overall. But let's talk about some second and third place. So if we were the Olympic community, we'd be giving away a gold medal. Then there's always silver and bronze to chase after. So shout out to Demarcus Watson, Gary Hoekstra, as well as Kobe Froby, all tied for them second and third places. Then we got Jamal Goodman, as well as Harry Chetta, Poseidon chasing after that silver. And we've got Jerry Hoekstra, Luis Mendoza, and Harry Chetta, all for second and third place, respectively, of our rookies. So, Hume, I thought that was sick. Appreciate the Hanukkah shout out that we had. Also appreciate those that tuned in to the break that occurred last time. We pulled that D. Seaton and Samuel Jr. out of those NHL and NFL bags, and that was hot to hop on. But when it comes down to it, I also want to shout out to everybody that voted for me for the All-Star game. Really appreciated that. Like, it's cool to be represented. So thank you. But Hume, did you have any closing thoughts for us?
Yeah, just shout out for whoever voted for me. I don't personally think my stats this year deserve it, but hey, if you vote for me, vote for me. And just once again, just thank you for everybody involved in the league. It's been a lot of fun. I realized this month when I used my Prime subscription on Twitch that it's been a little over 2 years since I joined. That's pretty crazy. I think at least for a sim league to have that long of legs.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. Well, this is Rinkside shouting you out.